Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
It seems to run on some form of electricity.
And it was wrong. It was a bad call, Ripley. It was a bad call.
Bad call.
Some are good for fighting, others for dying.
It's Just Two Movies.
Welcome back to another episode of It's Just Two Movies. My name is Daniel King. I'm doing crazy finger guns in the air. Birdman's here.
Hi, I'm Birdman.
We're going to talk about spooky movies because it's the Ween. We're doing the Halloween. We do like a 6-week. It's horror movies, and sometimes we'll also do horror movies because
why not?
It's like
we do what we want.
It's like half of all movies.
We do what we want.
And we do what we want. So speaking about doing what you want to do, you picked the movie this week.
I did.
And you went with
Get Out.
Get Out.
Get out.
Get out.
Get out of here.
You take some scissors,
Dan.
cut it out. If you're not familiar with the show, what we do is we watch two movies. One of them's good. We'd be like, Get Out. And then another one, maybe it's like Death Spa, you know? Maybe your girlfriend or wife would veto it if she could. But she can't, because this is a podcast. So...
And we watch bad movies on purpose.
That's right, on purpose. So we're going to watch Death Spa after. Right now, let's talk Get Out. That's a R-rated 2017 horror thriller movie, hour 44-minute runtime, 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb, 98% Rotten Tomatoes, 85% on Metacritic, 87% of Google users are like, it's pretty good.
I dig this.
It's pretty good. I would say that I have a positive feeling about this. I like it more than I dislike it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Directed by Jordan Peele, budget $4.5 million, box office $255.4 million.
Woo.
So this is a money maker.
Damn.
Cinematography done by Toby Oliver, distributed by Universal Pictures, starring Daniel Kaluuya, Allison Williams, my boy Lakeith Stanfield, Lil Rel Howery, Caleb Landry Jones, Catherine Kinnear, Bradley Whitford. Let's see, is there anybody else I need to mention? Stephen Root.
Oh, yes, Stephen Root.
Betty Gabriel, she's in it briefly. Marcus Henderson. Plays the like groundskeeper guy who's creepy as shit.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
Did you said box office, right?
Yes.
What was it again?
Box office $255.4 million.
Yeah. Okay, that's the worldwide gross. Do you know what the budget for this was?
$4.5 million.
That's insane.
That is so much money to make off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
it's almost like if you had a couple $1 million, you could turn it into way more millions of dollars.
Right.
Yeah, it's
That's
fucking
crazy.
Weird.
If
I should just do that, then I could quit my job if somebody out there would give me. We have a buy me a coffee if you want to give me
$4 million,
$4.5
to make a movie.
I'll tell you what, we'll do it for an even steal, 3.5.
All right,
$3.5 million on buymeacoffee.com/just2movies.
Danny.
Yes.
If someone is listening and they're like, I don't know anything about the movie Get Out from 2017.
Yeah. How
would you describe it?
It's fucking cool, bro.
Briefly.
It's fucking sick.
Very briefly.
Daniel Kaluuya is dating Allison Williams. They are going to they're going to go have a weekend at her parents' house. And it's out in the country. And he gets there and he's like, obviously it's a bunch of white people and it's a little uncomfortable because he's her first black boyfriend is what she tells him.
Yep.
And he's, they're loaded, super loaded. And they're just being really weird.
They're strange folks.
They are strange folks. Dad's weird. Mom's weird. Brother's fucking like weird and extra aggressive. Groundskeeper's weird. Housekeeper's weird. Relatives, everybody that comes over for the shindig, weird as fuck. And maybe there's something more sinister at play.
Exactly.
There is, because it's a horror thriller movie. But
right.
We'll get there.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Just strange vibes all around.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I mean, you liked it, and so did 87% of Google users. The time that I've seen it?
Third time. This is number 2 for me, I think.
Yeah. The first time I ever watched it, I'll be honest with you, I put it on way too late. It was like we'd rented it. I put it on way too late. I think I was hanging out and we were drinking beers or something. Maybe we even had company over at the house.
You were probably drunk.
Always safe to make that guess. Especially if the sun's down, your odds have increased like tenfold. But on my first watch, I don't think I actually made it all the way through it, but I was into it. I was just like, this is the wrong setting, scene, and Like, I'm not in the right headspace to watch this thing. So I didn't watch it. I heard a ton of people being like, did you watch it? And I was like, no, I put it on and then I forgot. And they're like, how about you quit being a piece of shit
And watch it.
and watch that movie? And I was like, all right, I'll do it, Dad. So, so I gave it a second watch, absolutely blown away.
Yeah.
And this is my first revisit since my last full watch.
Okay.
Loved it, man. I'm loving this on a rewatch. There's a lot of stuff that I feel like I didn't pick up on the first time.
Same.
A lot of really good symbolism in it.
Yeah.
That you won't get unless it is a secondary watch.
For sure.
Well, I don't think. Maybe you do. Maybe you're just super.
Maybe
smart.
you're super very smart. Yeah.
Maybe do a YouTube channel and I'll follow you.
Right.
I'll ring that bell and
Let
then
me
I'll
know.
watch your videos and I'll make this stupid podcast and be like, look at a thing that I read.
So you want to get into this puppy?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get right into this puppy. Lakeith Stanfield in the opener. I fucking love Lakeith Stanfield. I think that he is probably one of the best active actors in that age group that's working in Hollywood today. I think Lakeith Stanfield's fucking great.
I think he's fantastic.
I wish he was in it more.
In this movie more?
Yeah.
I mean, I think for this role, it works.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, obviously you want to see him
Yeah.
more just because
Yeah.
he's such a fantastic actor. I want to see him in more things.
Yeah, same. That is part of the African American experience that I will never like truly understand.
Right.
I can try to put myself in that situation, but it's not the same.
No. So before they leave, he calls his friend, played by Lil Ray Howery, who is
Mm-hmm.
amazing
Yeah.
in anything I've ever seen him
I
in.
like him. Have you seen that? Dude, he's in a dumb movie with John Cena called Vacation Friends. You watch
Is that good or no?
It's pretty fun, man. It's pretty fun. They're like, oh,
I want to watch it.
his wife's making drinks, and they're like, oh, I'll make you a margarita. And she's like, oh, that's not salt. And she's like, no, it's cocaine. So that's the vibe for that whole movie. It's funny and
Okay.
silly, and
I think-
he's delightful.
I think
though.
Carrie and I will watch that. We've been talking about watching it.
Yeah, Lil Rel's great in this.
So Daniel Kaluuya, his name in this is Chris. Allison Williams is Rose. So I think we'll probably just go Chris and Rose. I would think.
I'm cool with that. How about Dean? How
Dean?
about Dean?
You gotta
The
go
Dean
with
team.
Dean.
I'm a big
So-
fan of Bradley Whitford as Dean.
Oh yeah. Before they leave for the trip, Chris calls his friend Rod, played by Lil Ray Howery, to remind him about his dog and his dog's food, what he needs, yada yada yada.
No human food.
No human food. It gives him
He's got IBS.
he's got the IBS.
Yeah.
So Chris and Rose taking off for the trip, driving in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Deer runs out in front of the car.
Boom.
Boom. Doesn't like total the car. A deer will.
Yeah.
I've definitely had that happen.
Right.
Fucking hate deer
Yeah.
in the country.
Which one was that?
It
Would
was
you hit the deer in? Was that the?
It was the I had a Chevy Blazer.
Oh, I remember the Blazer.
It was a white Chevy Blazer, like a '98 Chevy Blazer.
Oh yeah, that was back in the day.
Back in the day, boy.
Woo.
I was maybe 1,000 feet from the driveway, from my driveway.
Oh man.
Hit the deer. It literally took out both of my head. Like the headlights fell out.
Took him to a pawn shop, pawned him. That son of a bitch.
The deer took.
Or just be like, call your
That
insurance.
sucks. You're right.
That's what you call it, your insurance. You go, I'm gonna have to get a bid. I don't know if you need to send an adjuster out or whatever. But
Yeah. The cops.
y'all paying for this shit.
The cop's a little racist.
The cop is a little. Now, I don't even know if he's being super. He's being
Not like-
he's profiling a bit, but it's
He's-
honestly it's not out of control. Even Daniel Kaluuya's like, Rose, it's fine,
Yeah.
and she's like, no, fuck you. She's like, you don't need his ID,
Right.
and the cop's like, what is this? Essentially, she's like, oh, is it because he's black? And I don't think it is.
I think.
To just be like, can I get everybody's ID that was involved in the thing?
Yeah. I guess it's a little understandable.
Really helps with my paperwork.
Right.
Instead of putting male A,
I can see both sides. I guess.
maybe not. Yeah,
don't know.
I can see where he's like, that has got to be a tricky place to be
Right.
because once you give them your identification, if something unscrupulous were to occur, that obviously anybody's going to take the cop's word
Correct.
on it in that situation. But yeah, she really has got Chris's back.
Yeah, and she is right.
She's about to.
He doesn't need that identification.
That is true. Yeah,
Like,
he doesn't need it. I just don't think it's unorthodox for him to have asked.
Right.
But yeah, she does kind of fucking jump down his throat over it. And yeah, you're right. He's like, he doesn't need it. So instead of persisting, he's just like, yeah, I'm good.
We're good here.
All right, you guys have a fucking,
Yeah. So they
see
get to
you later.
Yeah, they get to the house immediately. And this is like a quick glance, and I don't even know if I noticed this on the first watch, but you see the groundskeeper, and he's just standing there with his hand up, almost like he's waving, but he's not waving. He's just giving the five, like,
Yep.
as they pass. It's kind of fucking creepy.
Yeah, he's super fucking creepy. The groundskeeper, real quick. I'm not going to keep bouncing around on these, but I do want to give him credit when the roll comes up. The groundskeeper.
Yeah, we'll give him credit here.
Played by Marcus Henderson, plays
Yes.
Walter, the groundskeeper.
Yes. Walter. Walt.
Oh, Walter.
So yeah, they get to the house. Groundskeeper's giving the creeps. Chris meets the parents, played by Bradley Whitford, which is Dean.
Yep. And Catherine Kinnear.
Yes, which is Missy. And the mother is a psychiatrist, right? Isn't that what?
Psychiatrist or psychotherapist?
I think it was a psychiatrist.
I think she is a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, she's a therapist? And he's like, a psychiatrist, actually.
It's actually as he pushes his glass, a psychiatrist.
Yep. I would have voted for Obama for a third term if I could have. That's what he says. Like, if the daughter says that about him, she's like, no, you'll love my dad. He would have voted for Obama for a third term.
And he has to say it,
Yeah, right. He says it verbatim.
Yeah.
Which a bunch of this shit, like, it is kind of there's something weird about it, like the way that he repeats the thing that she told him the previous day or whatever.
Right. It's the exact.
It's verbatim.
It's verbatim. Yeah. Dean gives Chris a tour of the house. They pass the basement. He's like, "Oh, the basement's sealed. We've got some black mold down there." Already kind of a
little sketchy.
I don't know.
When Bradley Whitford's like, "Oh wow, you guys hit that deer," I fucking hate him. I hate them. I say kill them all. I say good riddance.
Yeah.
Good job. You've done a service to this country. That, I think, is part of the symbolism with the deer, because that's something that you would hear a racist person say about people of a different race. So he has likened himself to the deer via that analogy. So he's seeing the deer like suffering in the woods or whatever, and he gets his comeuppance later in the movie, which we will come back to again.
Oh,
so there are a couple of points that actually tie
yep.
all that together. But yeah, I thought that was on this rewatch. I'm like, once I get like almost at the very end of the movie, I'm like, ooh, goddamn, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah,
I'm glad you pointed that out. That makes sense.
So dinner's weird as fuck.
Well, so yeah, the family. Before we get to dinner, Chris kind of sees. The family has a black maid as well.
Mm-hmm.
They have the black groundskeeper. And it's just kind of awkward. And Dean, the father, brings it up.
Yeah, he's like, I know what you're thinking.
I know what you're thinking.
Know what you're thinking. He just keeps like bumping elbows with him. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they're sweethearts on a walk. I know what you're thinking. God, I hate the way it looks. He's like, but he's like, we brought Walter and Georgina on to take care of my parents. When they passed, I didn't have the heart to let him go.
Right.
So yeah, I guess that's what he keeps him around for.
That's the deal there.
But the brother Jeremy, played by Caleb Landry Jones, shows up.
Yeah.
And I really like Caleb Landry Jones.
Fantastic actor.
And being the guy that can just walk in the room and make everybody's skin crawl a little bit. You know what I mean? Like either A, you're too greasy, B, you're too sleazy, C, you're like way too alpha male coming across, you know what I mean?
There's something
like he just looks like a shit disturber.
Have you ever seen someone's hair?
Yeah.
And went, man, that guy's a piece of shit.
Yep.
That's this guy.
Yeah, it really
At the
is.
dinner, the way, just his hair, you're like, this guy's kind of a fucking asshole.
This guy's a fucking piece of shit. Yeah, it's just greasy enough where you're like, bet this guy rolls coal on little old ladies in his pickup truck or whatever.
He's like a bro, but also a hipster. And there's this fine line.
He's a bripster.
He's a bripster. You heard it here,
Yep.
baby. You heard it first.
Coined it.
On It's Just Two Movies.
Trademarked.
We've got our first bripster. Fantastic actor. Plays this part really well. I think he's just a little too drunk at dinner. And he's kind of being an asshole. He's kind of being the alpha male. He's trying to wrestle Chris.
Yeah, he is trying to talk Chris into wrestling. They're talking about sports, and he's like, I don't really follow sports. Nice. I guess I follow a little bit of basketball, and he's like, how about UFC?
How about UFC?
You like
MMA?
UFC, the MMA? Yeah, he's trying to get him into it. So dinner's over. It's weird, uncomfortable. He gets through it.
Right.
And then his girlfriend, Rose, is like, oh, God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that. He's like, honestly, it's fine. He's like, on the scale of like awkward interactions with white people, this is like a 2-5.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
He's like, it's you can kind of tell he's just drunk. He's just kind of being a little weird. You can kind of brush this.
You know what a lot of parts of this remind me of? Remember when
What?
we covered fucking Ready or Not?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The weird family vibe going on with them. That I'm picking up on some of that with this, and it's mostly Caleb Landry Jones.
Right. So we just forgot to mention, real brief, before dinner, they just have like a little sit down, and it's mentioned that the family is having their yearly party.
Mm.
So, just
Oh,
wanted to
she's
bring
like,
that.
oh shit, that's this weekend? And she's like, well, yeah.
It's the same day every year.
Right.
Whatever she says.
Mm-hmm. So middle of the night, and he's like, don't even worry about it, baby. Fucking, I'll UFC your ass or whatever. And he's got some good jokes. So he's a smoker.
Yes.
He's a smoker. And Chris gets up, goes out, stretches legs, get a little fresh air, and punch a dart, as they say. Puffin' a durry. Puffin' a durry, punching a dart. And fucking Georgina and the gardener, what was his name? Barry? Walter, yep. Georgina and Walter are being weird as fuck. He's standing
dude.
out there sparking up a cigarette, and all of a sudden he sees Walter in the distance, in the middle of the night, sprinting
towards him.
full speed right towards him. And he's like,
What the fuck?
What the fuck? And then he just, handbrake, turn left, and just keeps running. Once he gets like almost up to him.
There's no explanation there.
Super
until a little
fucking
later.
weird. He sees Georgina being weird as fuck.
Yeah.
And then he's like, man, I'm fucking going back inside.
He goes back inside.
Yep. But he's not the only one awake.
Oh, he's not.
Ooh.
Who else is awake?
Who else is awake? It's fucking Catherine Kinnear. She's in there soaking wet.
Did she just get out of the shower?
Oh no. Oh no. Not her hair, Birdman. No, she's having some tea. And she's like, why don't you come on in here and talk to me for a bit? And then she's like, boy, they got a fucking axe to grind against smoking.
Right.
Yeah.
She is fucking pissed that he's smoking around her daughter.
Yeah, he's like, do you smoke in front of my daughter?
Yeah.
That's my fucking kid, man.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't say I blow smoke in her face, but like, if I go out on the porch and she can visibly see me, yes.
Yeah, I guess so. Right. So, as we said earlier, she is a psychiatrist. She is interested in doing hypnosis on Chris to help him rid of his smoking habit.
Right.
So Chris sits with her. She starts asking some really personal questions about his upbringing and his mother.
That's how she can tell she's got him fully attuned to suggestibility. Now, this is a part of the movie that I really fucking liked.
It's amazing.
Although hypnosis is horseshit. Unless you believe hypnosis is real, then it works on you weirdly. But if you believe it's horseshit, guess what? You can't be hypnotized. That's it. So with the earlier, when they're having a little sit down outside or whatever, and she's having the tea, you don't see her stirring it, and you can faintly hear it.
Yeah.
But it's off camera. And then you hear, Tink. He's like, oh, it makes me uncomfortable. And she goes, tink, tink. And then they change the subject completely.
Yeah.
And during this interaction, she's stirring the tea. She's using that like focal point for heightened suggestibility, which is the spoon stirring in the glass, that rhythmic sound of it. So that fucking throwback to earlier, she had already primed him for hypnosis, asking him those personal questions like, how did your mom die? And he's like, I don't really want to talk about that. He talked about it earlier, though, because she already had him in that state of suggestibility where he was more open to talk about those things he normally wouldn't mention or probably sugarcoat, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, to someone he just met, right?
Right. So she's already got him primed for this. She has been doing this since he got there.
Yeah.
Is the point. And now she's got him under this just hypnotic spell or whatever. And the entire scene, whoa.
The tension in this scene is just
insane.
Yeah. Missy puts him in what she calls the sunken place.
Yep. Now, sink into the floor. And that the visual of him going into the sunken place looks fucking amazing.
Such a great sequence. Just like I said, the tension alone is just like makes your hair stand up.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah, I got some goose
I got
pimples
some
right
goose
now.
pimples.
She's mostly asking him a bunch of questions that just make him uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But what she is trying to do is to build an association of him being helpless.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what she wants to achieve, is she wants to achieve putting him in a place where he always feels like he has no control.
Yeah.
And that will come into play later.
Right.
But while she's at it, she's going to make him, want to quit smoking also.
It almost seems like it's just a dream at first.
Mm-hmm.
He wakes up, goes about his day, sees some more weird shit, but you kind of slowly realize, like, what happened that night was not a dream.
Right, but it seems like a dream to him.
Right, because when he wakes up, he's like, what the fuck?
He keeps having this weird thing where, like, he'll plug up his phone, and then when he comes back later, it's off the charger.
Right.
And it hasn't charged anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really weird that they wouldn't just be like, play some YouTube videos on it. Kill it real quick. You know what I mean? Has he got Netflix on here?
What's he got on it?
Yeah.
What can we drain here?
Yeah, right. Or I don't know, who cut Jordan Peele a check? Prime, okay.
I thought it was strange that this wasn't streaming, by the way. Like, we had to rent it. Which is not, obviously, I'm
it's fine.
fucking fine with it.
I rent shitloads of movies for this show.
Right.
But, I did think it was weird it wasn't streaming
I was
anywhere.
like, oh, this has got to be on, like, Prime or...
This is one I wouldn't mind to, like, pick up a steel box.
And that's the thing. I even looked up, like, where can I pick this up in, like, a day or two? Because I wanted to pick it up and watch, like, for the...
Have the physical.
Yeah. I'd love to own this, for sure. I think I'll look for the Blu-ray, the Blu-rays, or the Steels box.
Were you having a hard time finding it?
I couldn't find, like, I just kind of, like, searching on my phone for, like, the local stores. Nothing in stock, really.
I guess you probably got to go to Jordan Peele's house.
Maybe.
And just be like, hey,
Jordan,
give me a fucking copy.
He just has a box.
Like, Get Out. And he'd be like, Birdman, get in.
Get in. Let's get in here.
Come hang out.
Hey, everybody, get in here.
It's Birdman.
All right, so Chris tells Rose about the hypnosis, and I feel like she's
like, oh, Mom, that bitch. Like, she's like underplaying it, like
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's kind of concerned, but so eventually the party goers arrive, the yearly party that they have.
Prior to that, there's one interaction I wanted to mention.
Go
Chris
ahead.
is out going for a walk. He's taking some pictures. He's a photographer.
Yep.
He's taking some pictures, and he stops to talk to the caretaker dude, and he's like, hey, what's up, my man? And the guy's just like, good morning. Sorry if I startled you doing my exercise. And he's just weird. He's very, very stilted. It's just weird as fuck.
Yeah.
The whole interaction with him, super weird. And he's like, well, they got you working out here, huh? And he's like, nothing I don't want to do.
Nothing. Right.
She's a real keeper, that gal of yours.
Rose.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
You look easily manipulated. just super fucking weird, man. Yeah, and then the like you said, the party guests arrive.
Yep. Party guests arrive. Chris gets to meet a bunch of white people that are being a little racist.
Right? The old white guy, he's like, oh man, he's like, I love golf. You play golf? He's like, nope. No, I sure don't. And he's like, oh man, I know Tiger though.
Right. It's
I know there's like the most famous golfer that ever lived. Yeah.
It's like, all right.
Yeah, so does everybody. So
Cool.
so do children in elementary school.
Cool,
you
man.
know?
So Chris eventually throughout, like after meeting all these weird racist white people, he meets or he spots another black man, and fucking surprise,
Lakeith Stanfield.
yeah,
But he's dressed like Orville Redenbacher.
right. He goes up to him. He's like, "Hey, man, it's nice to see another brother here."
Yeah.
He's like, "Well,"
Oh,
Lakeith
yes.
Stanfield is.
Oh, I suppose it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And how are you?
It's like he's under a hypnosis
Trance.
or a
yeah.
trance.
Yeah. It's man. It is super fucking weird. And then he's just acting off, and Chris is like, "Man, I think I know you.
Right.
I know you from somewhere." And he's like, "Oh, no, I don't think so." But he's just being super weird. Even later, he's like, "Oh, you'll have to forgive me. My little episode has made me quite exhausted. I've got the vapors, and I simply must go retire."
Right.
Nobody talks like that.
Black people in 2017, they don't talk like that.
No, they would say something more to the tune of, "Oh, hell no, I've seen this movie."
Yeah, exactly. Right.
This dude has never uttered that phrase.
No. So at the I love this interaction. At the party, Chris meets Jim Hudson, played by Stephen Root.
Love Stephen Root, and he's
Fantastic.
blind.
He's a blind art dealer, which is
Believe me, the irony's not lost on me.
yeah. Fantastic actor, man. I fucking love Stephen Root.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love Stephen Root.
Yeah.
I would love to fucking fuck Stephen. No,
Excuse
excuse me.
Tongue in his butt. What? So he's blind. He wouldn't even see it coming in this. And if it's that joke from earlier about like, what if you didn't make noise when you come? He wouldn't hear it coming either. It'd just be fucking.
So Stephen Root's character Jim Hudson is actually familiar with Chris's work.
Yeah.
As a photographer.
Yeah, he's like powerful stuff, and he's like, "How do you know that?" Because you're blind. He's like, "My assistant describes things to me in great detail. Powerful stuff. I'm a big fan of your work."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh man, thanks. That's cool." And it seems like Stephen Root might actually be the only halfway decent
guy. Yeah.
good dude in the whole fucking joint. And maybe it's because not only does he not see through the lens of racism, he just doesn't see it all.
Right. Yeah. It's such a brief interaction, but yeah, you kind of get the feeling that he's the only good person in this. I don't know.
You get the feeling that he's a regular man. Like something is up with literally everybody else except for Daniel Kaluuya, who now is paranoid as shit.
Yeah.
And Stephen Root, who just seems he just seems like a regular, normal man who's not being weird about shit.
And he even states, like he even brings it up. I think we had talked about this earlier. Chris goes upstairs. He checks his phone. It was supposed to be charging.
Not charging.
Someone unplugged it.
Georgina can explain what happened.
Yeah.
God, she is fucking. Whew, makes me fucking like makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up. You know what I mean? During this scene with her,
Georgina, played by Betty Gabriel.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's like he's trying to level with her. You know what I mean? He's like, "Oh, it's not a big deal. You unplug I'll plug it back up. It's fine. Whatever. Don't even worry about it."
Yeah, she's trying to explain what happened.
Yeah, and he's just trying to be genuine. He's like, sorry, it made me a little jump. Sometimes I get too nervous when there's too many white people around. You know what I'm saying? And she starts crying. Like, not sad crying, like psychopath crying.
Like one tear cry.
Yeah.
Just like, and she's like, "No."
She rips a big...
We'll keep that.
Just rips a big, juicy fart with the one tear.
And just her performance right here. She's just like, "No.
Oh, no. That has not been my experience.
God damn, dude. What a performance.
Fucking psycho. So what does Chris do? He goes, he talks to his girl, and he's like, listen, I'm going to try to come clean with you. Something's fucking up here.
Yeah.
Something is fucking wrong, and we need to go. And she's like, I love you. We'll make some bullshit up, and then we'll get out of here. Like, we'll leave.
So before that, I like the interaction with Chris and Rod. Chris calls Rod.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, something's up.
Sex slaves.
And Rod just goes on this fucking, which is kind of funny because
he's not far off.
Well, just because of what's been released recently, the Jeffrey Dahmer special,
right?
Or not special, Netflix series.
Yeah.
He goes in this Jeffrey Dahmer spiel, which is fucking hilarious.
What does he say? Did you write any of it down?
No, I wish I fucking would have, man. He just goes off. Rod goes off, and it is fucking hilarious.
He does. It's good stuff. He's like, man, you need to get out of there. You know what I mean? Like,
get the fuck out of there, bro.
Ain't nothing good gonna come of this.
He's like, dude, I've seen this movie.
Yeah, you gotta we got rolled, dude. So Chris comes clean. He's fucking there. She agrees to go or whatever. They get back to the house and they're packing. But at the meantime, while they were down at the lake having this little powwow, and Chris is kind of spilling his guts, and she's like, "Oh, it's all right, baby, I love you."
Mm-hmm. There's
a silent auction up at the house.
Oh my god!
And it's just a picture of Chris.
Yeah.
And the dad is
Dean.
Yeah, Dean's doing he's like the auctioneer, and it is totally silent.
What is the deal with? So it's like they're doing bingo. Cause he's like, let's go play bingo, and they're literally playing bingo for a man's.
I don't think they're playing bingo. I think that's like how they're bidding somehow. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what
like the shapes on the bingo cards are distinctive to the people that are bidding.
Okay.
I'm not. Yeah. I'm not 100% clear on that. Like I kind of get it, but I'm a little fuzzy on it.
Right.
But it is just a silent auction without paddles.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
I guess it's so they can just throw all the bingo cards in the trash. I don't know.
I do want to mention, so like when Chris and Rose go for their walk,
you don't see who wins the auction either.
You do.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's Stephen Root. Stephen Root's character.
Well, I know he wins. I just didn't know they showed that at that point.
Oh yeah, they did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So at this point, there's a lot of back and forth. When Chris and Rose go for their walk, he feels like he knows Lakeith Stanfield's character, Logan. Was it Logan, or he had three names? Like I don't remember what it was, but I think one of the names was Logan. And he freaks the fuck out, and he's like, "We need to leave. We need to leave now."
Yeah.
And he kind of breaks down about his mother. And when he was a kid, his mother got in a car accident. He was just at home watching TV and didn't do anything.
Wonder what's on. Hope it's something good.
Right.
From MacGruber. Sorry. I can't ruin it. I just ruin everything with movie references. How my whole life works.
Especially MacGruber.
Right?
You know what I was thinking about earlier?
It's like I'm making love to my wife, and I'm like,
you know what I was thinking about earlier? How funny it would be for one episode if I just pulled up in a Miata, in a Mazda Miata.
If you impulse buy a Mazda Miata, I'll go halvesies with you.
Miata? Is it Miata?
Miata.
Fuck. Fucked it up.
I'll go halvesies with you. If you find one for a steal.
Wouldn't that be fucking hilarious?
My God, I'll sell the Dodge right now for a fucking Mazda Miata.
God damn, dude, that'd be so good.
Rosanna. All right. Anyway, back to horror and spooky stuff. If you want to check out our MacGruber episode, that is another episode that we have. It's in our backlog. I want to say it's episode 78.
69.
That's a guess. Ooh.
Got him. I will say this about this movie.
It's a sex number.
This is not a horror film until like an hour and a half in. But
it's uncomfortable for like almost all of it.
But I think it works so well.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like I don't know, like a psychological thriller for like an hour.
Yeah.
And then the last 30 minutes, you're like,
horror.
Holy fuck.
It is fucking horrific.
It works so well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I fucking love, I still think this is Jordan Peele's finest work. I know you haven't watched Nope.
I haven't seen Nope yet. I'm looking forward to it, actually.
But I still think this is his finest work. Let's continue.
Daniel Kaluuya's friend, like you said, Lil Rel, he knows Lakeith Stanfield. And he's like, I told you, sex slave. And he's like, that's when they're still getting ready to walk up to the house. When they walk up to the house, the brother Jeremy is on the porch picking a ukulele.
Very creepily.
Well, he's picking out that Run Rabbit Run song.
Okay, I was wondering what he was.
Yeah, it's the same song. I did have to look that up because I was like, there's significance to that, and that sounds vaguely familiar. It's because they play it in the beginning, the middle, and the end.
Okay.
But awesome. Yeah, that's the song that they play like when Lakeith Stanfield's getting nabbed and stuffed in that trunk.
God damn, this movie, man.
Creepy ass song. Maybe it's part of the music is that reminds me of Ready or Not. You get that just the creepy old fucking music or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, he gets that fucking phone call from Lil Rel and he's like, we got to go now. So they start rushing out the door. He's like, fucking leave your shit. Let's fuck go. They get to the bottom of the stairs. The whole family.
Yeah.
The jig's up. And he's like, Rose, keys. And she's digging for the keys. She's not giving him the keys.
She can't find the keys.
She can't.
Because she's fucking in on it.
Because she's fucking in on it. Yeah, exactly. Which I thought that was weird because that is after he finds that shoebox with that picture of her and all those other black dudes in it.
Yeah. I don't know if he's just trying to keep cool. I don't know. Yeah, like how do you can't trust her at this point.
I think he doesn't want to admit that she could be in on it. Because he does genuinely love her. He's like, I love you. You're all I got.
Yeah. So it's almost as if he's brought upon these pictures.
Mm-hmm.
There's this door that's open, almost like this closet door that's open for him to find this box with these pictures. You know what I mean? Like, why was that left open? But he finds these pictures. It's her with other black men.
Yep.
So obviously something's fucking wrong.
But you see, like, some of these people you recognize. It's the groundskeeper. It's Georgina. Yep. It's Lakeith Stanfield. It's people that you've already seen in the movie.
So Lakeith Stanfield was not one of them.
He wasn't one of them?
No, because he was picked up by the brother, remember?
Oh, yeah. They're like, his methods are, I don't care for his methods.
Yeah.
Which is just assault and kidnapping. That's
right. Assault and kidnapping. Yeah.
At least hers is like comes with poontang. Probably has some nice dates or whatever. That sounds all right.
This is where we get to the horror fucking shit.
Confrontation. And he's like, if I gotta fight, you could tell he's like, he's ready to fight back if he has to. And then here comes Mom around the corner with that teacup, baby, and just boom.
3 clicks.
Puts him in
she clicks her teacup 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Puts him in hypnosis. He wakes up in the basement, tied to a chair, which I want to say is, if not the same chair, a very similar chair to the one upstairs.
Super nice fucking leather chair.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, I think we get a lot of back and forth in this part. Rod, he starts worrying about Chris. He looks up the guy that they think they know, Andre. Realizes he's missing. He's like, oh fuck, okay,
yeah,
I know I obviously know what's happening at this point.
Right. Sex slaves.
sex slaves.
So Lil Rel goes to the cops.
Oh man. And they just
Lil Rel goes to the cops. Now Lil Rel is a TSA agent in this. And she's like, well, sir, the TSA issues need to be taken up with the TSA. He's like, oh, this ain't got nothing to do with TSA. And then he pleads his case. He's like, look, here's this missing person. Here's him now. And she's like, well, he doesn't look missing then. Looks like case closed or whatever. And he's like, yeah, but he's different. He's acting different, acting real weird. Dating an old white woman 10 years older than him.
Yeah.
Him pleading his case to the cops is the best bit. And she's like, he gets all the way through it. And she's like, hold on. She gets 2 more cops to come in. And she's like, okay, tell them everything that you just told me. And he gets done a second time. They almost work it in like a montage.
Yeah.
And then they all just crack up laughing. And she's like, you don't say I'd never do nothing for you. And
this
they just,
motherfucker right here. Yeah.
They laugh him out of the police station. Man.
Yeah.
And then you cut back to Daniel Kaluuya being fucking tied up, getting these like video messages from a TV.
So he wakes up and it's a video of Jim Hudson, I believe. And right, isn't that
I think so.
Stephen Root's character? And he's kind of explaining what's happening.
Well, first there's like a video of
Dean's father.
Dean's father, yep.
Yeah.
The track and field specialist. The track and field guy, who you find out, like, you're starting to put it together now. What they're doing is they're taking part of their brain out and implanting it in these black people for
like
I don't know, what's that called? Eugenics. Like a eugenics genetic superiority fucking thing to try to live longer or whatever.
Or right.
Yeah, exactly. So that's essentially what's going on here, and that's being explained, and you're putting the pieces together that the groundskeeper was this doctor who was a like a field, and he was a runner. He was a runner. He was a brilliant doctor or whatever, and now he's the groundskeeper.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just that fucking weird dude. And he has the same cadence when he talks as this guy that's on this video.
Right.
And it's just all kind of coming together. And then he blacks out, comes back to, and he sees Stephen Root.
Yes.
And Stephen Root's like on an operating table or whatever, and he's explaining to him.
He's like, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
He's like, personally, I don't care what color you are.
He's like, I just want your eyeballs.
I just want your eyes.
Yeah.
Because I'm a blind man.
Which is weird, because you can just get like a cornea transplant. It's like a regular ass medical procedure.
Right.
Yeah. But he did say it's genetic though, so maybe there's nothing that can be done about it in his body.
Right.
I'm glad that I'm like too fat and white to be considered good for a consciousness transplant, for real. That shit looks fucking scary as fuck.
So it's just so fucking crazy. What I like about this is it's just the idea. It's almost the idea that is a horror.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. It's so sinister and so wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know what terrifies me about this movie?
What?
Is when Lil Rel, he thinks he's onto something. So he calls Chris's phone, and Rose answers.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got her hair all combed up, pulled in a ponytail, and just gives this fucking Oscar performance over the phone.
Right.
While being fucking stone cold on the other side.
Yeah.
Like, ugh, God, it's so fucking creepy. It's so fucking
it's so
like,
good.
That you're like, oh, this bitch is a psychopath. It's not that she's just in on this weird...
No.
Weird thing with her family.
It's more than that.
She's a psychopath.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely bread and butter, 100%. She loves being fucking crazy as shit.
This is such a cool idea. Just
if we could be black, is that what you mean?
Danny, stop. So the host's consciousness remains in the sunken place, right?
Yep.
They're alive, but they don't have any power.
Right.
There's nothing there.
The other person that's being transplanted into them, they're essentially in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
So all they can do is they continue to live the rest of their life, but all they can do is watch.
Yeah. Oh, it's wild.
Ugh.
All right, so we get to the operating room, right? So Dean, we don't learn this until later in the film. Dean, the father, is a neurosurgeon, and the son assists him. Jeremy goes to retrieve Chris. Chris fucks him up. Chris is really smart here. The whole time Chris is in this chair, he's clawing at it,
picking at it. Yeah,
he has these I don't know what you would call that. It's
anxious tick.
Anxious tick. Yeah, he's clawing at this chair, and it brings out the material of the chair.
Mm-hmm.
He puts the material in his ears so he can't hear the hypnosis,
like a cotton ball.
Super smart. I really like that.
So he does hear it. I guess he sees the cue enough to like pretend to pass out.
Yeah.
And then when Jeremy comes to take him out, and he's got him all unbuckled or whatever, he grabs a fucking croquet ball.
Is that what that was?
Pretty sure it's a croquet ball.
Okay.
And just fucking clocks him in the dome hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Which is... Okay, so this is one thing that I thought was weird. I get that the hypnosis is part of what helps the transplant work after the fact, but when you have them, like, bound up, wouldn't you just use, like, a regular sedative? Like, wouldn't you just medically make them unconscious?
Right.
I don't know. Maybe that hurts this fictional rejection of consciousness or whatever.
I guess, yeah, I guess that's something I really didn't honestly even go to. I guess
This is more of a hindsight.
yeah,
hindsight
for
thing.
sure. Maybe a little suspending disbelief there.
So he springs the joint. Jeremy comes down. He fucking clocks him with that ball. He had cotton in his ears the whole time. Boom. And then Caleb Landry Jones, just fucking unconscious, baby.
For a minute.
Yeah. So I thought that the kills and the assaults in this are really fun in a kind of they have a connectivity to him. So Caleb Landry Jones, who was assaulted with the croquet ball, he wanted to talk sports. Later, he runs into the doctor. He kills the doctor with the mounted stag head.
Oh, he killed the
deer
father.
head. Yeah,
He kills Dean.
like he kills him with the antlers
With the
of it or
antler,
whatever.
yeah.
And he was the one that made a comment about the deer, like which is could be construed as like a racist comment, like I say, "Fucking kill them all. You've done the country a service."
Yeah.
And then later, Catherine Kinnear, he fucking kills her with a letter opener because she can read the information. Like if it's a letter is addressed to you, other people should only read a letter that's addressed to you if you hand it to them, if you
Right.
give them permission to look at the information. Catherine Kinnear didn't do that. She opened his letters without his permission, essentially via her hypnosis thing.
Yeah.
And man, I just fucking thought that shit was really cool. And when he stomps Caleb Landry to death later, he's like, "Oh man," he's like, "if you trained, you'd be a beast." Because he's just like fucking raging on him.
Yeah.
I just thought that was so fucking cool.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
The symbolism.
Yeah,
this.
that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Symbolism.
Towards the end, it's just so fucking
A
good,
very
man.
common word in the English language.
Eventually, Jeremy wakes up. He goes to stop Chris. Chris manages to stab him in the leg, and like you said, Chris just brutalizes Jeremy.
Oh,
fucking stomps him to death.
Absolutely.
By the way, Rose is a psychopath. I mean, we already know that Rose is a psychopath. Is she drinking milk with a straw?
Yup.
Yup.
You always gotta look out for characters drinking milk. You know, it's like almost a dead giveaway that they're a baddie.
Not only drinking milk, but with a straw.
That's even worse.
Get out of here.
It's even worse, man.
So Chris escapes. He drives away in Jeremy's car.
Yep.
But he hits Georgina.
Fucking creams her, bro.
He brings her with him because it reminds him of his mother.
Yep.
She attacks Chris. They wreck the car. She did.
Yeah, she did, boy.
She did. Rose chases with Walter. Rose and Walter kind of go after Chris. Chris takes a photo to, I guess, wake up.
He's doing his weird run.
Walter.
So a thing we didn't mention earlier, when they're at the party,
shit, yeah.
When they're at the party, it's Lakeith Stanfield, and Chris has got his cell phone, and he goes to take a picture of Lakeith Stanfield to send to RL to be like, we know this motherfucker, don't we?
Yeah, right.
The flash from the picture causes Lakeith Stanfield's it lets him out of the sunken place very briefly. He gets a nosebleed, and he's like, "You got to get the fuck out of here."
He's like, "Get out! Get out!"
And then later he plays it off like he had a seizure, a light sensitivity seizure.
Some bullshit.
Exactly, just some bullshit. So Daniel Kaluuya's character, Chris, knows that that's a way to at least temporarily pump the brakes on the sunken place.
Yeah.
So he gets fucking Walter tackles him or whatever, and he fucking
takes a picture.
Yeah,
flashes on, wakes up Walter.
Yeah, and then he walks up to Rose, and he's like, "Let me do it." And he takes the gun from Rose, and then he shoots her in the stomach, and then immediately looks at fucking Daniel Kaluuya, and he's like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And then he just blows his brains out. Because how long has he been living like that?
Yeah, I know.
Where your whole existence is in the sunken place and somebody else is driving your ass? Fuck that.
Yeah.
I would be like, kill me.
The horror of it.
The horror of it all.
And then you think a cop rolls up, but it's not a cop.
It's the
it's
TSA,
fucking Rod, baby.
Yep. He's here to check people's buttholes and make sure you only have so many ounces of shampoo.
No water bottles either.
Yeah, Lil Rel to the rescue.
Rel.
There was one. This is the one thing about the whole movie that actually confused me that I didn't quite understand is when Daniel Kaluuya gets on top of Rose and he's like choking her.
Yeah.
He's gonna choke her to death. He doesn't. Does he?
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, so he's gonna choke her to death, and she just puts a big fucking fat smile on. Like she's like, this is what I want. I don't get that.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I didn't read into that too much.
It's a big smile. It's not like I'm misconstruing it as something else. Like
No,
they
I know what you're
put it on
talking about.
camera, and she's like, yeah, she's like thrilled about being choked to death. And
But
I don't understand what that bit is.
He stopped choking her though, right? And then did she just naturally die because of the gunshot?
I think so. Yeah, I think it just would have been like a bleed out scenario. Because then RL rolls up and he's like, just immediately puts his hands up and he's like, "I'm sorry, you didn't."
I'm not killing this white woman.
Maybe that's why she was smiling, because she could see
She saw the cops.
the lights in the trees or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because she did see the cop. So she help, help.
Right.
That might have been what it is.
Yeah. So that's the flick. He gets in the car with RL and he got
They
out.
leave.
Yeah.
They get out. We've probably spent enough time on this. Let's rate this puppy.
Yeah, for sure. We gotta run a little long on this. It's a good fucking movie though.
Oh my god.
Check it out. I'm gonna go 9.5 cigarette thumbs.
Oh yeah, we didn't choose a thing.
Yeah,
did
what if
we?
your thumbs? What if that's a dumb thing I say every time we do this? What if you had all your 10 fingers and they were all thumbs, but those thumbs were just cigarettes?
What else was there?
Ooh, no, they're old white people. How many old white people thums would you give this?
How many
out
old
of
white
10?
people thumbs?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 10.
You go full
I'm
fucking
going
10.
man.
Yeah.
I really like this movie.
Yeah. Boy, I think I'm gonna have to bump it up to a 10 as well. This is
on a rewatch. I appreciate it much more. I think
even better on a rewatch. Yeah, a lot of stuff that. Just like the callbacks and just the way it's put together, man, really smart.
The callbacks, the symbolism, just everything. I really like this movie. I'm glad we did it.
Yeah, I'm glad we're getting ready to do Death Spa.
Oh, Death Spa?
Yeah. Now you might be asking yourself,
what's the connection?
What does that have in common with Get Out?
It's a horror movie.
It's the bit where he was like, "Sorry if I scared you with my exercise. I didn't mean to." Because it's exercise. It's a spa. It's a gym. A gym that kills people.
Yep. We're going to check it out.
We are going to watch it, though. We're going to go pound a couple beers. We'll be right back. Here's a little interlude. Here's a little interlude.
We gonna get up in it, boy.
All right, we're back. We watched Death Spa. Fucking get over it. It's rated R. It's from 19. Sorry, I'm very aggressive about Death
Very
Spa.
aggressive.
1989 horror slasher, 1 hour, 28-minute runtime, 5.1 out of 10 on IMDb. 76% of Google users liked it, though.
Fuck yeah, they did.
Directed by Michael Fisher. Fischa.
Yeah, I think it's Fisher.
Yeah, it looks like Fisher to me. Stars Merritt Buttrick, Brenda Brake, William Bummiller, Karen
Brenda Bake, Danny.
Karen, what?
Or it's
What did I say?
Brenda Bach. I
Oh,
think
Brenda.
you said break.
Brenda Bukaki. William Bummiller, Karen Parsons, who you would recognize from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Ken Forey, Cindy Dietrich, and Alexa Hamilton.
What about Francis X. McCarthy?
What about Francis X. McCarthy? Which one's that?
He plays Lieutenant Fletcher.
Oh yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
He's pretty funny in this. Not really, but just his overall being.
What would you say Death Spa if somebody didn't know the title of it was Death Spa, like they couldn't read and they picked up Death Spa and they were like, "What's this about?" What would you tell them is obviously going on at the Death Spa?
All right. Death Spa is about a hip Los Angeles health club where people just mysteriously start dying.
Brutally. Like, brutally. Look, if I found out somebody got fucking chlorine gassed at the gym that I go to,
I wouldn't go.
no, I want a refund. I'm never going back. You're going to issue me the refund from outside, too, because I'm not going in at all.
What a strange concept this film is, just overall.
So, it reminds me so much of Chopping Mall. Because it even gets, like, struck by weird lightning in the beginning. And then it's haunted. Like, it's Chopping Mall, but instead of being at a mall, it's at an automated gym and health spa.
What I did forget to mention that. What a strange, like, an automated gym.
It's specific. I mean, they were onto something. Home automation is a thing now.
Yeah,
Alexa,
for sure.
turn the lights down. Ooh,
For sure.
Turn the lights down.
In 1988, though. You know what I mean? A
Yeah.
little before its time.
A little before its time.
I like that.
You like that?
Yeah, I thought that was, this is just a strange idea.
It's a fucking weird movie. So
it's weird.
I want to spoil it all real
Okay.
quick, and then we'll just talk about the stuff that we liked and yeah, just the stuff that we liked, because
Here's what I think we'll do.
For me, I'm all in on this. I thought this was fucking
It was amazing.
gold.
Danny's going to spoil it real quick. You couldn't tell. We've had a couple drinks. He's going to spoil it, and then I think probably what we'll do is we'll talk about the amazing death scenes, because that's the best part of this.
Yeah.
So, Danny?
Like I said, it's an automated gymnasium health spa. Like, you sit down to do like a press, and it's like, weight adjusted 147 pounds, or whatever. The whole thing's on automation. The spa's on automation. The lockers are on automation. You can't really get anywhere without a key card, but once you're in there, you can just dance, baby. Just fucking.
What do you think the cocaine?
Dance, sweat
what do
it
you think
out.
the cocaine budget was on this?
I think the cocaine budget was probably most of it.
I'm just kidding. Because
the facility's okay, and I guess maybe the gym even automates like washing its own windows, because there's a lot of people like leaning on walls and shit, being soaked in sweat. Really gross. Like, have you ever been really fucking sweaty, and then like lay your back against a piece of glass? You're an asshole.
Yeah,
You're just a fucking asshole. Somebody's got to clean that.
and
It's disgusting.
It's not you.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
probably someone.
Yeah, it's almost like putting your taint on the glass. Nobody wants to wash your taint glass.
What would you say there are like 15 or 20 minutes of just dancing in this? Probably 15.
There's probably 15 solid minutes of dancing. Anyway,
I don't hate it though.
Evil lightning strikes this gym, and
Okay.
what was the name of it? Did you have the whatever? Anyway, some of the fluorescent lights go out, and it says Death Spa, and now it's haunted. Now that after the lightning strike or whatever. So what's going on is you have the owner, you have his girlfriend, you have the store manager, you have her boyfriend, who is like the legal advisor to the gym. He's like the gym's lawyer.
Right.
And then you have his ex-brother-in-law from the owner's ex-brother-in-law from his previous wife who died. He's the guy behind the computer automation system.
Correct.
So what happens in this movie is this guy is like the computer automation guy is like being possessed by his dead sister.
His twin, yes.
His twin, to try to get revenge for Michael dipping his pen in the company pussy, I guess, for the rest of it, because he is just fucking absolutely out there slaying him. They're like all jockeying for position on who's gonna bang Michael next in the locker room and stuff.
But he clearly has a woman that he cares about.
Right. Yeah.
But he also kind of flirts with
Just a bunch of cock-hungry monsters. Those ladies at that gym. Wow.
Man, there's a lot of boobies in this.
There's a lot of boobies.
And I don't hate it.
No, I'm not hating that. Not hating on it. It's tastefully done, I would say.
Is it?
Tastefully done. For a movie that's got, 15 minutes of tits in it, it's very tastefully done.
They're not called tits, Danny. They're called boobies.
Boobies, sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry.
You say tits one more time, I'm just going to leave.
You're just out of here. What's it going to be? Tits or destiny? Tits. Yeah, so people start dying in super unusual ways, and for whatever reason, they just allow this gym to keep running.
Right. After the
Because they gotta have the Halloween. You gotta have the Halloween party.
yeah, after the first death, this gym would have been shut down.
Memberships went up 20% Halloween last year. So there's ghosty stuff and robot-y stuff, and some of it just like sometimes people just explode.
Yeah.
You can't tell what happens.
No.
Like that bit when they're making out in the sauna or whatever, that guy's head is just like like you see something come out of it, but you never saw anything go into it, so you're like, what the fuck?
And it's not exactly like what would you even call that? It's not an explosion.
It's like a
It's almost as if someone's fist was in that person's head and tried to like punch its way
I
out.
think it just popped like a zit. Gross, but the pus is brains in this instance.
It's so fake. Gotta love it.
Yeah, so eventually what happens is the owner, Michael, he confronts his ghost wife, ex-brother-in-law, and he's like, damn it, Debbie, or whatever her name is, why are you doing this? And she's like, come die with me, burn with me, Michael. Because she committed suicide. She was in an accident. She used to be all about fitness. She was in an accident. And then she was bound in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
She got real depressed, so she doused herself in gasoline, set herself on fire. It was on the front page of the Times, goddammit.
And he has nightmares about it throughout the entire film.
Nightmares about it, which, you know, his coping mechanism is just to put his dick in any...
I think
literally any woman that shows him any attention.
I think the best part about this movie is probably the nightmare scenes. Like where he is dreaming of
some of that. Very good.
Looks good. It actually does.
Very good. When he has that, when he goes and he sees the wheelchair and then it like flashes to the nightmare scene, like the way that it's cut 1-to-1, but the wheelchair doesn't move. God, it looks fucking great.
Yeah. For the 80s.
Yeah.
Like,
really good for 89.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, so he eventually confronts her and she's like, burn with me, Michael. And he's like, no, I love this other chick. And she's like, fuck you, Michael. And then he uses a shoe to... he uses a fucking shoe. I don't know where he got it. He
probably
just
from
like
his foot.
has a shoe and some electrical tape, and he smashes it into a cable, and it electrocutes everything.
Danny.
And sets the ghost lady on fire.
Hey.
Yes.
If the shoe fits, take it off of your foot.
Use it to really fuck up a supercomputer.
Use it to electrify a supercomputer and burn down a building.
That's the part I've been missing. Electrifying a supercomputer with my shoes. I've tried all that other stuff, and frankly, it just doesn't work.
It does not work. What a story.
If that sounds bonkers to you, it's because it is. But I do not want to short sell you on how fucking entertaining this is nonstop. From the dialogue, to the characters, to the kills, to even the wardrobe. Everything is like, what the fuck? What?
I will say a lot of my notes.
And bits of the story when they're just like, oh yeah, she was badly burned. She has to have her eyes covered for
no reason.
No reason, yeah.
A lot of my notes for this end with a question mark because I don't really understand.
Okay. Well,
what's happening.
We spoiled the movie. What kind of burning questions do you have there, Birdman?
Birdman. Just at the top, we have a lady. She's gassed in a spa. She high fives a glass door.
Really hard.
Really hard. Some detectives get involved. Some tiles fly at a bunch of girls in the showers.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good bit.
A guy is ripped apart by a machine? Question mark.
Oh man! Wow.
What was that? A guy is ripped apart by a machine.
It's the guy he's sitting down to do the.
Oh
he's doing the flies. He's doing.
What would you call that? Like a.
I know what that's called. They're flies. They're just they're straight up flies. But it's when you do it on a machine, you have your arms out like an L.
Yeah.
And then you bring them
Push
together
them
in front of you. Yeah.
Yeah. So what? Okay, so he's kind of like strapped into this machine, which is automated.
Yeah.
Of course.
Why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be?
And he's stuck in this machine, and the weight just keeps going up, I think.
Yeah.
And then, so he obviously he can't handle the weight, so then his insides explode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I guess, I don't know, would that happen if you?
Well, the machine takes it back to a point of rest, and then, no, it doesn't make any sense. You're right.
I don't know. Like,
there's no way that shakes out where it makes sense why his guts would explode.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was like. Why are
there's a lot of weird, like, dude, when that lady we're watching it and that lady just explodes. Like, she's just standing in the bathroom looking in a mirror and she's like, whoa, 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 and she just fucking blows up. You're like, what the fuck? So I guess let's just go through the kills.
Yeah, we're gonna go through the kills.
First one we got spa kill, which she's like, she's dancing, she's
the
rubbing her ass on the glass and stuff, and just making a real fucking mess for the janitor. And then she's like, I'm just
custodian.
I'm gonna go sweat dick.
Custodian.
Custodian dick. She's like, oh, I'm gonna go hit the showers, and then she doesn't. She goes to the sauna,
spa,
to get a good schwitz. She's thinking about rubbing one out.
She is thinking about it.
Flicking that old Boston.
She's got her boobies out.
You know what I'm saying?
She's got her boobies out. She's got her bush out.
Yeah.
This is rated R, by the way. So if you're listening and you're under the age of 35,
maybe don't listen when we say boobies and bush. Don't listen to those two parts. So she's in there, and all of a sudden she's like, "There's the steam coming out of the steam pipe," which is not a thing that I've ever been to in a sauna.
Have you been to a sauna?
Yeah, I love a sauna.
Ugh,
I love a good schwitz.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
I'll just go take a hot shower. I'm not gonna go hang out with a bunch of guys.
What you do is you go. No, I've never done it. Like, I've never gone to a sauna with a bunch of dudes. It's just like I go there by myself. Sit nice and quiet, just get a nice sweat on for 15, 20 minutes, and then go for a swim.
And then die.
And then die, yeah. Die from shock and just general, whatever fat people die from, you know. So she's in there, the steam coming out of the pipe in the ceiling is what's different.
What is it?
It's different. You find out later it's like a chlorine gas.
Some sort of chemical, yeah.
Yeah, so she has chemical burns on her and on her eyes. And then later, when he goes to the hospital, he's like, "Oh my God, Darlene," or whatever her name is. They just have like gauze over her
over her whole body.
You can still, they're like, "Wham, what a great set of knockers though. Don't cover those up." Gotta make sure those boobies are visible.
Was it Brenda? Was that his?
I don't fucking know.
It doesn't matter.
They all look. Everyone in this movie looks about the same.
Right.
If two people on screen and one is blonde and one has brown hair, then I can tell the difference. Apart from that, like, the movie was over and I still couldn't tell you the difference between the lawyer and the actual, like, the guy from
the
corporate.
Lead.
Yeah, or the lawyer and the lead. I'm like, who's this guy?
Which one is this?
Pause this and step in the other room.
Yeah.
From the tension from the scene, if you know what I'm saying. Because asparagus, if you don't know, is shaped a little bit like a penis. And is the sexiest vegetable. This is like, I sent Alicia asparagus emojis, and she's like, "Oh, stop.
You're getting me. You're gonna fucking stir things up, Danny.
Getting my cabbage wet." Just shit that doesn't fucking...
What is this, dude? What is this movie?
Man, I'm loving it, though. It's going
fun.
For gold, man. I love it. They're doing it with so much dedication.
So yeah, you get some very sensual asparagus feeding.
Yep.
LMAO.
Some say maybe the best asparagus feeding. What is it with, like, weird horny stuff in old movies? We did the one where it's like the lady's got V8 juice and she's like, "Oh God."
Oh, fuck.
Just pouring it on. Oh. And then horny asparagus. Like, just asparagus smells like shit.
Who wrote this?
I love asparagus.
Oh, I do too.
I like the stinky vegetables, man. Broccoli, asparagus, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts.
It's all
Bring it on.
Give it to me.
Bring it on.
Give it to me.
Yes.
And maybe douse my body in a little bit of ranch.
Yeah. A little bit of ranch. Maybe some butter. If we have like a cabbage armor,
yeah,
I'd like it to be wilted.
Shit.
A little bit of butter, some salt.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. So the next death we have is a lady that is impaled by a locker? ?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys know that 5-foot spear that's inside of every locker ever. It's just the locker opens up and this giant
Spear flies
thing
out.
just comes out, and then later I guess it melts half of her face.
Is that the same? Oh, well, she was like
She had her
stuck
face
in a locker. Like,
yeah, and her face was all fucked up.
what the fuck,
So
dude?
like it's like a
what
death
is it?
cell.
Right? Like you said gym. Is it a gym? Is it a spa?
It's just a fucking gym with extra shit. It's just a gym with some extra shit. It's not even that much extra shit. Like tanning, like gym and tanning thing. That's pretty universal, I think. And like most gyms have those two things.
Yeah. What's funny is there are maybe 4 machines in this entire gym.
Right. Yeah.
Like to work out on.
And they're
work.
they're halfway in the drywall, so they're like, I think a lot of that shit is just bicycles they've taken apart. I don't think it's gym
not
equipment
actual
either.
gym equipment.
That's why it's just like in a recess in drywall. And because it's not a press or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then they have free weights also. So there's just like guys using dumbbells.
Right.
Guys using dumbbells and benching free weights and stuff on incline, which I think is fucking hilarious that you go to this gym that the appeal of it is that it's this weird, crazy, futuristic, everything's cultivated for you specifically. Then you just be like, fucking bust out a couple curls, just on
right.
on these more like dumbbells. Am I right?
Am I right? You know what I'm saying?
Because they're not smart. Yeah, not me. I got a dumb phone. I'm coming after you, everybody over the age of 60. When your joke, when you're like, I don't know about smartphones, I got a dumb phone. Fuck you. Tired of it. It's not funny. Not into it.
That fucking piece of shit you got strapped
I hate
to your
that
hip.
joke. All of you say it. Yeah, your belt clip's dumb.
All right. The next thing I have is Mike, our main character. If you couldn't tell, Mike is our main character here.
Oh, yeah.
Michael. He goes to see a paranormal investigator. Why'd I say it like that?
I don't know,
but it's perfect.
I would urge you to continue doing that.
Investigator. He's an alligator.
You got Lyle Crockett
in the basement.
He doesn't. Don't be confused. I'm just being an asshole.
Downstairs, for some reason, there's a conveyor.
Like a rolly table. I guess.
So this is a conveyor that you would see in like a production facility, just because I've worked in them and I know this.
Right. Yeah.
It just carries boxes to the next area.
Yeah.
But here, I guess it leads from upstairs to downstairs for some reason.
Somebody launches a box through it. Throws a box into it, I guess.
Yeah. And we were watching this and you're like, okay, pause this for a second. Where the fuck is OSHA?
Right.
Because
ain't nobody call OSHA about this shit.
This conveyor has no
guards.
No guards.
No guards. It's not on, so it's not automated. It's just on ball bearings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you do is you would set a box on it and give it a gentle push, and then it would roll all the way downstairs and stop on a table. But it doesn't.
It doesn't.
And if you don't roll it on smoothly, or if the box is heavy, or one of the corners is dented, what it's going to do is it's going to come flying down the stairs at you faster than a human person could probably throw it.
Yeah.
And fucking cream you in the head while you're on concrete steps.
Also, the fact that it's going just downstairs, I don't know why. Like, is this how they receive their packages? You know what I mean? Like, what's the deal with this?
Why would you receive them? So you can just
downstairs?
You can just bring the shit upstairs later?
Oh, man, it's just crazy.
That basement, I love the way they shoot the basement scene, and they're like, upstairs, the most sophisticated gym in the United States of America. Downstairs, your grandma's creepy cellar.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, the basement's just fucking disgusting. When he's like, this girl gets a note, and it's like, oh, it's from Michael. Come and see me in the basement.
See me in the basement.
Make sweet love to you. Follow this map. But it's not.
It's not that.
Or no lungs.
Right.
It's just a beating heart and a skeleton prop.
Yeah, 30 some odd years ago, you were probably like, oh, fuck, this is
Oh, that might
You know
have
what I
been,
mean?
that might have been very grotesque.
Yeah.
You're like, "Puh, let's get back to the boobies, am I right?
So the paranormal investigator, he goes to the basement
With
and
a
he gets
with a goddamn gun.
he has a gun and he gets thrown around by a ghost? Question
Yeah.
mark?
Yeah, he gets thrown around by the Catherine. Ghost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's coming down there with his laptop from the 80s, which it doesn't have a screen or a keyboard. And it's attached to a lightsaber, and that's how he tells where ghosts are. It's a briefcase with a tape recorder in it.
God damn, I'm so glad we
fucking
picked
into
this movie,
dude. This is a good one, yeah. I'm so glad we watched that other good movie about physical fitness. Because that's why we're watching this one, obviously.
All right, so paranormal investigator gets thrown around by a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get to a Halloween party.
Oh man! And then she grabs him. She grabs the paranormal investigator and holds his mouth shut. And she's like, "I don't know if you knew this, but
shit.
you have a lot of bite force closing your bite, but
Yeah.
you can't open your jaws, and I gotcha."
Gotcha.
That's what she says to the paranormal investigator. So fucking.
So do you like the fact that at the Halloween party they have a sushi bar at the front desk? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, right next to the bar. Those two things go really well together. Like spilled drinks and raw fish. Yeah.
Oh man.
So sick.
It goes together like a gym and automation.
Right.
Also, I want to mention so there are two detectives throughout this whole film that don't make sense, of course. Why would they?
No.
One of them just eats throughout the entire film.
Constantly. He's eating like.
In the first time we see him, he I don't know. This is
He's like, I don't want to do this anymore. People are getting hurt. You've murdered 9 people. You're
in it, dude.
You're a murderer now.
You're in it, bro.
Yeah, you've been in it for a minute now.
He's in it for a minute.
Those girls just wanted to dance.
That's all they wanted.
Yeah,
Really.
just to dance.
When it comes down to it.
And to have sex with Michael, I guess.
Fuck. You know what I forgot to mention?
What did you forget to mention?
During movie news? Well, I guess that's not really a movie. So there's the Scooby-Doo series.
Yeah,
that's
Velma
coming up.
for HBO.
Yeah.
It looks pretty fun.
It does look pretty fun.
I'm going to check that out.
Glenn Howerton.
I think, right?
As-
When this comes out, I think that will still not have dropped yet. So I think that's technically still newsworthy for this show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
What do you guys want us to do for episode 100?
Oh, fuck.
It's really coming up.
So.
I think this is episode 97.
Oh, really?
This one we're recording right now.
Okay, so yeah, you've released 93.
Yeah. 94,
Okay.
95, 96, 97.
That makes sense. Man, that's special.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I was thinking about like maybe just bullshitting. You know, come down and maybe
Just talking about.
we have Jackson come on too. We'll just take turns and just bullshit and have some beers.
Show each other our nipples.
Yeah. Or like videos on our phones or whatever. That'd be cool. That'd make for good podcasting, right? So, all right. Maybe one of my favorite parts is the shower scene.
Okay.
Where the tiles go blowing off the walls.
Oh, that was earlier. Yeah.
No other reason. Just that one reason, though.
Yeah. What was that about? Oh, the boobies. You're talking about boobies?
I am. Well, I'm also talking about the fact that just tiles just start exploding off the wall. That was like the second
That was the second.
third.
Yeah, it was the
second or
second.
third violent offense or whatever.
But I don't think it killed anyone.
It didn't kill anyone. It just hurt some people. But
Yeah.
it's like, just imagine a Taco Bell bathroom, right?
That's what.
Through it, and then they pushed brains through the tube. But you don't like where the tube was. It just inside him the whole time.
Right.
That's he could always do it if he just believed he could.
Well, what I think you'll really find is the whole time this.
A lot of this is just like, wait, what? Yeah, and it's God, it's so fucking fun.
You kind of don't need an explanation.
Okay, here's just an example of a very non-violent part of the film that is still just weird as shit. So Michael, he goes up to the doctor. No, not the doctor. He's the the lawyer for the gym. He goes up to his house. He knocks on the door, and he is wearing a brown two-tone leather bomber jacket, white pants,
Michael.
belt,
Michael is.
no shirt. Jacket's
Yeah.
not zipped or anything. It's like a very obvious, like, I'm not wearing a fucking shirt, bro. Because he's wearing like a bomber jacket.
I think he means business, you know?
It's a really weird choice.
Like a leather jacket with no shirt? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
You don't do that?
No, if my name was like Skeeter and I'd killed 3 people and I rolled up on a motorcycle and the leather jacket was sleeveless, okay.
I think you have a neighbor that has to be. You have a neighbor. His name has to be Skeeter.
Yeah.
Right?
There's one named Buzzy. He died.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, Buzzy.
Well, he was old as shit. Or a meth head.
Some of your neighbors, though, like when I drive through, I'm like, that guy's. His name is Skeeter.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a couple rough looking
Or
ones.
Skiz or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Scumbo,
Scum Bucket or something
Right.
like. You know what I mean? Like Sleaze Fart or
you don't even know my cousin's an investigator.
Spitz Farm or Investigator.
Oh man,
We could make a movie out of that.
Yep. So
Investigator.
he goes up. He really aggressively knocks on the door, and he comes in, and he's in a great mood. He flops down on the couch, and then the guy's like, "Well, yeah." It was one of the weaker ones for me, but
Yeah.
the fact that they just went for it anyway, and they're like,
Tell you what.
this is we got to get another kill in. We're all out of ideas, especially stuff that's within the budget. So we're gonna do the blender thing. Let's just buckets of blood, baby.
Buckets of blood and really sell the blender. You know, put your hand in there, but don't try to get it out.
Just hold on to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, the male detective that just likes to eat a lot. This is one of my favorite scenes. This might be my favorite scene.
This is the best.
The male detective, he gets locked in a cooler where all the food and I think there's pills for some reason in the cooler.
Yeah, like your vitamins. And fish.
Your various vitamins and fish.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't you have fish in a spa gym?
I think it's mackerel. Do mackerel have teeth? Mackerel aren't that big though.
What kind of fish was that? Does it matter?
No, but I just thought if I knew it would be fun, right? It's fun to know a thing.
It is fun to know things.
That's definitely not a mackerel. You ever had mackerel? It's fucking delicious.
So the detective gets locked in a cooler and he's killed by a fish.
A fish that's been filleted.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's like you can see through part of the fish because it has no flesh on it.
This is the funniest fucking part of
It's
this
like
whole...
it's like a barracuda or something. It's
Yeah,
it's a very toothy fish.
Yes, I would say barracuda. Do you think that fish was possessed by Catherine?
Yeah, man.
Or
like the Taco Bell tiles. It's a
God. This was such a fucking funny part.
She can just So the cop's freaking out because all the champagne bottles and energy drinks and protein shakes, all the lids
fucking
are
pills
popping
are
and
just
it's like Mentos and Diet Coke or whatever. That's what's going on with it. The fucking dude, the frozen fish when they all like her, and now she's like, oh man, but I'm still kind of alive. And that cop lady's like, hold on. Bang, 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 bang. Just fucking puts like 4 right in her fucking dome. I was like, all right.
Fuck yeah, dude. Just make sure she's fucking dead.
Fucking A.
So yeah, the whole place sets fire, and Catherine / David dies.
Yeah,
I guess. Question
yeah.
mark?
Oh, he's shot 4 times in the head.
Man, whatever happened to the paranormal investigator?
He died.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, he went downstairs.
The
right?
ghost was beating his ass.
That's
He's
right.
like, I'm gonna beat those gator cheeks. Held his mouth shut too.
Y'all are cheeks, dude. Y'all are cheeks. That's what I say about my football team. Y'all are cheeks.
Beating him. That's funny.
Man, this is fun, dude.
Oh yeah, this is good. This is one of the most fun ones I've watched in, in a really long time.
Let's rate this puppy.
Yeah,
how do you rate it,
buddy?
What do you have? You
investigators, I think.
You have 10 investigators. You have 10 paranormal investigators as thumbs.
Maybe just that wand thing.
Or do you have 10? Well, No, not mackerels. What do we think they were?
Barracuda?
Barracudas?
Maybe? I'll look up a picture of a barracuda real quick. Oh, that's got to be the guy,
I
right?
mean, it looked like a barracuda. Yeah.
That's the culprit.
What do you think? What do you think works best here?
Barracuda.
Barracudas or paranormal wands? Out of place Native American.
Boy, a lot of weird cultural. He's just like, I have a Native American room. By the way, would you like to see it?
What was that?
I have a.
That was like his. I guess that was his office.
I have a pleasure room. Would you like to see it? It's just a bunch of like Native American, but it's like Native American gift shop shit.
Yeah,
like,
right. Just hanging.
None of it looks authentic at all.
No.
It's shit you buy at Branson.
No, it is. You're right. It is mostly.
I was impressed with this. I'm gonna go 9.5. You're gonna go.
I'm gonna go hard 9.
You're gonna go
hard 9.
Hard 9.
I'm gonna go hard 9.
Keeping a hard body. 9.
Yeah, like you go to the front desk of a spa. There's
weight increased to 145 pounds.
155.
It's British.
Right.
It's a weird touch.
I like this, man. It's I'm glad we did this. It doesn't really tie in with Get Out, but we don't really care. So
well, I didn't mean to scare you with my exercise. I didn't mean to startle you with my exercise. I do apologize. I was just doing my exercises. That's what he says. He says it plural. Like
you were just doing one exercise.
I was just getting a workout at 1:30 in the morning. No big deal.
I'm just running straight towards you.
Right.
So, hey Dan.
Yeah, what's up?
What you watching?
Ooh.
Hey, what you watching?
What have I been watching? Fuck. I'm keeping up with House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
For some reason I'm still watching She-Hulk.
You don't know why?
It is not. It was a show that I was pretty excited for. It is not what I thought it was going to be at all. And although it's not bad, I'm just not particularly entertained by it. But it's got 2 episodes left, and they're like 25 minutes. So I am going to finish it. As we are sitting here, the new Hellraiser came out.
It did.
As did Werewolf by Night, which I am also looking forward to. I think I might get Dave in and do Werewolf by Night and maybe Man Thing.
Man Thing.
Did you watch the Werewolf by Night trailer?
No.
It's like it's like he's like a swamp thing, but he's got like a trunk. Creepy looking critter. Old fucking piece of shit.
Is that like a clown thing or?
I don't know.
Bonkers.
I don't know. It was on a cartoon when I was a kid.
It's fucking bonkers.
Animaniacs. It was like an Animaniacs short thing is what it was. Anyway, I read God Country, the comic book that's over there in front of you somewhere. I think I already talked about it though, so I don't really want to go into that, but that is a thing that I did that I really enjoyed. That's about it. Enjoying House of the Dragon. I'm ready for She-Hulk to be wrapped up, although I am still watching it. I feel like I watched something on HBO, but I don't know what it was.
You don't know what it was?
What do you got? What have you been into, big guy?
Playing a lot of Ghost of Tsushima.
Tsushima?
Which I think I mentioned last time. Still playing it because it is a very long game.
It's good.
It's a fantastic game.
Yeah, I liked it quite a bit.
What else? Still reading Ubik Ubik by Philip K. Dick.
Ubik by Dick.
I think I'm almost finished with that. Still rewatching True Detective season 1.
I've been playing a lot of Splatoon 3.
I bet you have because you're a fucking nerd.
It's fun.
I'm just kidding.
It's a fun game.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, Dahmer, the Jeffrey Dahmer series.
Yes.
Watched the first couple episodes of that. Been watching a lot of Seinfeld with Carrie.
Right.
Just because it's fucking silly.
What's the deal with Seinfeld?
Yeah, that's about it, man.
Yeah, I mean, like for what you're watching, I feel like it's very underwhelming for me this week.
A lot of the same shit.
I did. I guested. I did a guest spot as of last night, as of we're recording this, on the ATI podcast hosted by Barrett Lewis, who's a friend of ours, and that was fun. I went on. I did a panel about horror movies.
Yeah, and you ruined it.
I ruined it, probably, maybe.
Joke.
Look, man, that's what I'm here for. Just when you think things couldn't get any better, you're right. Danny's here. And I'm going to accidentally break something. For one time, we were at a party, and somebody had their car pulled in a garage, and I, did a jokey thing where I was pretending like I was going to lean on it, but I didn't. And somebody pushed me, and I fucking, fell full on into it, just ripped the mirror right off, side mirror. You remember that?
No.
You got that thing? Maybe not.
That sucks.
Felt fucking terrible, but at the same time, they're like, you're going to pay for that. And I was like,
no,
not.
That guy probably should.
No, your insurance is going to pay for it.
The guy that pushed me into the thing.
Right. Yeah, I was like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it was an accident. It was like they just bumped into me, but didn't know I was doing a pantomime.
Was it really, though? An accident? Fuck that.
I think so. Maybe not, though. I don't know. Come to think of it, I don't even remember who it was. Anyway, all right, so I think that's going to do it here for us. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys listening to the show.
Thank you.
It's part of the. I mean, we would make it if you didn't anyway. You don't control us, but we do appreciate it. We appreciate you telling a friend. Appreciate you leaving a like, comment, shares, all that good fun stuff. Ring that bell on YouTube. I've never even seen the bell. I'm not sure what that's in.
I don't know what the bell is.
I don't know. Like the Taco Bell bathroom from earlier.
Oh shit!
There it is. Call back.
We should make a horror film about, the commercials that Taco Bell does now?
Yeah.
Where it's the bell makes you, puts you in a trance.
Dong.
Dong. It sends you to Taco Bell or whatever. We should make a horror film about that.
And then a very X-Files style, you send 2 investigators, and one of them's like, I want to believe, and the other one's like, I'm very skeptic about all this stuff.
I don't want to believe any of this shit.
I think you'll find it's science, actually, instead of a boogin.
But the theory, the conspiracy theory somehow involves Taco Bell.
Helps the show out. We've spent it on advertising and shit. That's all I've got, Birdman. Anything else that you'd like to add?
No, I've been Danny, and
I've been Birdman. And as we say at the end of every episode of It's Just Too...
End it.
You guys aren't going to start sucking each other's dicks, are you?
Let's call that gold talk for a one-eyed Batman.
Can I make a suggestion that doesn't involve violence? Or is this the wrong crowd?
Maybe we should call in a bomb threat to Houston. I think it's free beer night at the Astrodome.
The Jedi, Bob. We don't fight with guns, we fight with our mind.
Cousin business is booming.
That is one big pile of shit.
Jog on.
It's Just Two Movies is a production of Blue Cheese and Bacon Studios and can be found wherever you get your podcasts.
Big thanks to Brad Sexton for our jams, Lamplighter Production for our artwork, Godsized Growing for some musical guest appearances, and Dave, who's our YouTube editor. We probably wouldn't even be on that platform were it not for him. If you want to check out anything any of these amazing people are working on, all of their links are in the description for this episode. If you want to contact the show, you can hit us up on Twitter or Instagram at It's Just Two Movies. We've got a Facebook page now, so that's on there. You can always leave us a comment on YouTube, or you can email us at itsjusttwomovies@gmail.com. Okay, yeah, and if you like the show, like, subscribe, leave us a review. That stuff helps tremendously.
You know what I mean? A little before it's time.
A little before it's time.
You know what the difference between an alligator and a crocodile is?
What?
You know. What? One will see you later and the other will see you. God damn, dude, that'd be so good.
Rosanna. All right. Anyway, back to horror and spooky stuff. Like, not sad crying, like psychopath crying.
Like one tear cry.
Yeah.
Just like, and she's like, no.
She rips a big...
We'll keep that.
Just rips a big, juicy fart with the one tear.